weekly or even daily. Sometimes they're very close together, love one another, and we're so glad. We say, Jill, you're with the Lord. You're with the Lord right now. But you have greatly blessed us, all the family. And may God bless us as we continue the service. Amen.
Thanks, Dad. Right, that's really great overview. Now we're going to, some of the grandchildren are going to come up. I'm going to call up Chang Beck, and why don't you, grandkids all come up together if you like. Reese and Vanessa's kids, David, Jamie, Cherish. So same with Chang. Thanks, guys. Come on up. And Aiden's going to be last.
Hello, I'm Gabe. I will be doing the eulogy on Chang's behalf. But anyway, I'll get started. Chang loved a lot of things about Nana Jill. She loved the news. She would watch it 24 hours a day if she could. She'd sit downstairs for hours, then come upstairs to update Chang on all the world news, whether Chang wanted to or not. When they went to the shops together, Chang would say, "I've got something to grab. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Just wait here for me." Of course, when Chang got back, she was gone, wandering the shops looking for things to buy. He'd spent ages looking for her to track her down. Nana telling him that she'd be 10 minutes meant that they'd be there for hours sometimes, especially if they were going garden shopping at Bunnings. He knew the whole day was over. Nana loved her garden very much, so much that she spent all her time in the garden, and that meant we all had to help, including myself. I've watered her plants sometimes, weeds, whatnot. Anyway, Chang would do the weeding with her, but when she would get him to water the plants, Chang would tell her, "We don't need to, because Trevor, he's put up an automatic watering system." But she'd always say, "That system's rubbish." She didn't trust that stuff, so let's water it anyway. And then there was Bailey, and her dog, Bailey, would panic and start panting and slobbering all over the place if there was a storm, rain, high wind, or anything. And when he started to panic, Nana would say, "Chang, he's all yours," and would go to bed upstairs and leave Chang to clean up all the mess. When Chang got his P plates, he became Nana's personal driver, and he was never allowed to go over 40 kilometers an hour. If it even approached 60, Nana would say, "Slow down, you're going way too fast." She was the ultimate backseat driver. Jill loved Chang's cooking too, but apparently not Karen's. The only rule was to never put any spice in it. Chang loved his holidays with Nana. They would sit back in the seat, have fun arguments together about anything at all. Nana would insist on doing her own seatbelt. So for the first 5 minutes of the trip, the seatbelt alarm would be going off until Chang finally decided, enough is enough, I'm going to buckle it in for her. And that alone, with the doggy breath from Bailey and Benji, was enough to make it a fun trip. Now, you can do this bit.
I love you, Nana. I miss you. I'm really fully taken in, but I love you, Nana.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. That's awesome. Thanks, Chang. Okay, now David, Jamie, and Cherish are going to read Psalm 23. Come over here, guys. Fantastic.
We love you, Nana. Psalm 23. The Lord is our shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pasture. He leads me the steel's voice. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sakes. And yea, though I walk through the valley of shadows of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the houses of the Lord forever.
Well done, you. What a great team. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. And last, Aiden, grandson.
Thank you. Thank you for all coming today to honour the life of Nana Jill Harper. I'm her grandson, Aiden, and I'll be speaking on behalf of the Harper kids. Maddie, who's been working behind the scenes. Annalise, who was leading the worship today. It was very good. Everyone loved it. We've been blessed with an amazing Nana, and we want to thank her and thank God for her life today. Our Nana loved God and lived her life for him. Her life can be reflected in the book of Proverbs 31, where it says, "A good woman is hard to find and worth far more than diamonds or pearls. She rolls up her sleeves, eager to get help. She senses the worth of her work and is in no hurry to call it quits for the day. She's quick to assist anyone in need and reaches out to help the poor. She always faces tomorrow with a smile. When she speaks, she has something worthwhile to say, and she always says it kindly. She keeps an eye on everyone in her household and keeps them all busy and productive. Her children respect and bless her. Her husband joins in with words of praise. Many women have done wonderful things, but you've outclassed them all. Charm can mislead and beauty soon fades. The woman to be admired and praised is a woman who lives in the fear of God. She should be greatly praised." Thank you.
Thank you, Aiden. It's wonderful. There's going to be some other relatives coming up. Kim's going to come up and read something, followed by some of the children, Stephen, Reese and Andrew. Just while Kim's coming up, I just want to read a message from John and Nola Micken in New Zealand. They would love to have been here, and they really, Nola was Jill's bridesmaid. I rang them last week, and they were just crying on the phone when they heard sadness and joy. This is Nola. Jill was my best friend from the end of my teens. I flattered with her in Tauranga, New Zealand, as we attended a week-night Bible school. We laughed at ridiculous things and encouraged each other in our homework. That's not just Bible school homework, but round the flat homework. It was in Tauranga we both met our husbands. Hers was Jim and mine was John. They both boarded together. Jill and my friendship deepened, and I became her bridesmaid at her marriage to Jim. They moved to Hastings to help establish a new church down there and asked us to come down and help establish a youth work there. Our lives separated after that as Jim was offered a job in Waihi, and we would meet up with them on a bi-monthly basis over in Waihi in prayer and fellowship. Then they moved to Australia, and we sometimes caught up with them there. Jill and I still laughed at ridiculous things. When she visited her dear older sister Prue in Helensville last year, it was a joy to catch up again, grey hair and all. I weep with her family at her loss here, but rejoice that she is now in heaven with her dear husband again. In loving memory, Nola. So that's lovely. Thanks, Chang and guys. And here's Kim. my sisters, Kim and Amanda. And Sarah.
Hello, everyone. It's an honour to be here today. So we are Jill's nieces, and Melissa can't be here. She's unable to be here today. So it's an honour to read on behalf of Kieran today. Today we are here to honour our mum. She was also an auntie, a friend, a cousin, a mother-in-law, but whatever your relationship with her was, you are sitting here today because she loved you and valued you in her life. You were important to her. Her motto was to accept each other with all our flaws, no matter what. She only saw the best in you, the best that you could be. She was our cheerleader in life, so much so that while she was in hospital, and I told her Chang had finally got his first car after saving for almost a year, Mum put both her hands in the air and said, "Yay!" She was so excited for him. She told me in hospital that she had gotten to meet Annalisa's new boyfriend, Samuel. It was hard for her to remember things by then, but she celebrated it all. There are many things I could touch on as a mother-daughter relationship and what I loved about her. She was my mum, but she also served and put God first in her life. She was a missionary in the Ukraine for almost 10 years, and she did this in her twilight years when most parents are wanting and planning getaway trips or towing a caravan around Australia. She didn't want that. Together with my dad, they created a loving environment for people who had been abused and neglected for a long time under a hostile government that had ruled the Ukrainian people for years. I was blessed to spend 6 weeks in the Ukraine and see Mum and Dad at work, and they were happy and loving it. There was little to no infrastructure, no supermarkets, nowhere to close shop, just a country where the people needed to know who God was.